Let me cook.
Look at that. Bon appetit. Those are beautiful strawberry shortcakes. Game day popcorn chicken.
Let me cook.
Carne asada crunchy tacos. Drizzle some sauce around my plate.
Let me cook.
Smells so good. You can't go wrong with an appetizer, a popcorn shrimp. Doesn't it look delicious? I'm going to be showing you how to make Popeyes popcorn shrimp. It's a really easy recipe to do at home, just like my popcorn chicken recipe. You just need some shrimp, and all of this you can make for under $25. And it is a protein meal, and it's really pretty simple. So we're going to get our shrimp going. And I like making my popcorn shrimp at home because it's you get a lot more meat. It tastes like you get more of a bite of shrimp with your breading and not just breading and some dried up shrimp. So I think it comes out a lot better when you make it from home. The big step to keep your breading on your shrimp, just like the chicken or any other meat that you bread, is you want it to be super dry. So the first step is you're going to thaw out your shrimp if it's frozen, or clean it and devein it if it's already, whatever you got to do, get your shrimp washed. And you want the tails off and you want it deveined. And then we're going to make sure it is super dry. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do this with my paper towel a few times because I want to make sure that everything is really sticky and there's no more moisture on the outside of my shrimp. Alright, so we are going to need to get our grease going while our shrimp is drying. We're going to get our grease to 350 degrees to fry our shrimp. So I'm just going to pour enough, and again, I'm using olive oil to fry. And I'm just going to put about a ½ inch to an inch of oil in the bottom of my pan. I just want it thick enough the shrimp sit in the grease to where they can fry all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my thermometer, and I'm going to wait for that to get to 350 degrees. I'm going to keep an eye on it while I'm drying and prepping my shrimp. And this is really the trick to getting it to stick to your shrimp. So if you spend a little extra time making sure it's all the way dry, it pays off in the end. Alright, so I'm going to make a wet batter. And how you do that is you start with 2 cups of flour. Because popcorn shrimp has a very peppery taste to it, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of very coarse ground pepper. So that's where you get those big old pepper bites from, right? And then I have a teaspoon of sea salt, Baltic sea salt, real salt. And I have 3 tablespoons of garlic powder. So you don't necessarily have to mix it up yet, but we're going to mix this together. Ooh, it's peppery. And then we're going to mix together our wet, and we're going to add our wet to our dry to make a batter. So I have a ½ cup of milk with 3 eggs, and I'm going to whisk that together. So if you mix your dry ingredients first, you could use the same whisk to whisk your what's my stove at? Alright, we're at 96 degrees. We're not to 350 yet. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in my milk with my eggs. And I'm just going to beat it together here. Now, this is my wet, and I'm going to slowly add it to my dry. So what I'm looking for in my dry ingredients is something that's very sticky. So I don't want it wet like pancake mix. I want it like kind of a barely moist mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour in about half of my mixture here. And I'm going to mix this together until it gets to, this is a little bit too doughy still. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my mixture. And hopefully that's just right. We might have to add a little more milk to it. Yeah, let's get a little more milk. Alright, so I'm at a cup of milk here. And of course I'm using coconut milk because it's a little bit healthier for you. And I just want a wet batter. So at this point you can add some soda, canned soda if you have canned soda. But I'm just going to add the rest of my milk, so that makes it 1.5 cups of milk. And we want it to be very sticky, a very sticky batter. So if you add like carbonized water, sparkling water, or club soda, that's it, club soda. It'll make it a little bit more of a airy batter. Right now, I kind of want something thick and sticky. So I'm just going to use the milk and egg mixture with my flour. And that's about how I want it. A little too wet to be a dough, and a little too sticky to be a pancake. Alright, so now, what's my grease getting to? 132. Depending on what kind of milk you use, you always want to start with less and then add more. So that's why I started with 1/2 cup of milk and 3 eggs, and then I added more milk to get it to this consistency, like add it like 1/2 cup at a time. So now that we have this just how we want it, we're going to go ahead and put our shrimp into our batter. Fork my shrimp in here, and you can tell they're really sticky. I missed the bowl. And dry, this is the shrimp stickiness, not water moisture. Alright, so I'm just going to fork these into this batter. And it looks kind of funny at first, but it comes out good, so. This is how we're going to get it to stick to our shrimp here. And then we're going to make sure each one's coated as we pull it out of the batter. So our shrimp should be becoming hidden in this mixture that we have here. So we're almost at 350. Alright, so I'm going to take my fork and find the one with the most batter. I'm going to drop them into my grease. Just like that. So I'll make sure they're nice and battered. And then I'm going to drop it into my grease. And try to get a little bit of that excess off. Go ahead and drop it in. So, now I have 2 different size shrimp here. Oh, that's a beautiful one right there. And so they're cooked at 2 different times. So I'm going to make sure that I pull my smaller ones out before I pull my bigger ones out. Do you see that? Probably not. Let's see. There we go. So my temperature is plenty hot. I can go ahead and take it off the grease. This one is done. As you can see on both sides, it is golden brown. And it's one of the smaller ones. Where'd it go? Right there? No, there's the other one. There they are. See how they're turning golden? You can pick them out. Just like that. Go ahead and put them on your tray. Those little guys are done. I recommend doing a few at a time so you can keep an eye on them. These little guys right here are done. I'm about to put this back on the grease, but that's pretty much all you do. So you just want to make sure that they get cooked, that the breading is cooked on both sides, and that it turns that golden brown color, and then they're cooked. They're done. This one's probably been done. He look a little crispy right there. And they do stay whatever shape that you put them in the fryer. That is what shape they come out. Like it, however you drop them in. If you drop them in long ways, they cook more long ways like that. If you drop them in curled up like a ball, they cook more like a popcorn shape. These are going to be so good. They look and smell delicious. There we go. Let's get another batch in there. Grease is getting hot. Go ahead and turn it down. It's going to really, the hotter it gets, the more it's going to splatter at you. So just be careful with that. So see how I round it into a little ball? That's how it's going to cook now. Let's see if we can make more popcorn shapes. There we go. Alright, now these little guys in the corners are done. I'd say they're all about done. Oh, this is my favorite part. We have gotten to our finished stage of our popcorn shrimp. And don't they just look so beautiful? Oh, they smell so good. I'm going to go ahead and have fun with these as if, make sure all that oil dripped off of it, right? And let's turn it into a game day platter. So if you have a group of people to feed, you can just go ahead and put them on a skewer. Put them on a platter. Let's see. Something like this. There we go. That's a little easier. Gotta stab them right. So if we want to look at the size difference, these I believe are the large sized shrimp. After being fried, after thawing out and frying out, they look that size. And these are the small shrimp. So, you know, we could tell the difference on bite size here. This is more bite size, and this is more, you got a lot of men to feed size. So I like to dip my chicken or my shrimp in this Panda Express. I don't even heat it up. I just dip it. Sweet chili sauce. This is my favorite dipping sauce. I don't have to make it. I can just keep it in my fridge. And anytime I'm ready to eat some fried food, it's ready for me. Let's see how this tastes. It doesn't even need dipping sauce. This is my version of popcorn shrimp from Popeyes, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what your favorite sauce is, and I'll catch you on the next video. Enjoy.